What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve.
I'm Lindsay.
Today we're going to be reacting to Is This Britain's Most Dangerous Roundabout? We did a video about roundabouts in general and why they are so much more common in the UK and Europe probably about a week or so ago, I think. And since then, we wanted to dive in and check out some roundabouts in the UK, specifically very unique or possibly dangerous roundabouts in the UK. And so that's what we're going to check out today.
But if you missed that video, you might want to go back and watch it because we learned something very surprising in that video. That the top city for roundabouts is actually in the US, and not just in the US, but in Indiana.
Carmel, Indiana.
And we had no idea.
Blew my mind because, you know, I grew up never really driving or riding through many roundabouts at all. Like, I really can only think of maybe a couple of roundabouts in my entire life, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Now, I've drove around a few traffic circles, I guess you could say, where it's just I
think that's a roundabout.
I guess it is, but like, look at this. This is so much different than roundabouts I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah, mostly because of the road marking.
Well, just it's bigger.
Yeah.
You know, this is obviously quite a bit bigger, except for our town square. I guess that would be considered a roundabout, but it's got a courthouse in the middle. Mm-hmm. I think that's pretty much usually what I've seen when it comes to what is possibly considered a roundabout would be like a courthouse square where there's a courthouse in the middle. Mm-hmm. Very rare do I see like an actual big roundabout with like bushes or something like that in the middle here in the U.S. Obviously, they exist in Carmel, Indiana. We're going to take a trip up there soon. Yeah, in abundance. It was insane. What was it? Have like 150 roundabouts up there?
At the time. So now I'm sure there's some more.
Yeah, who knows? But guys, this is supposedly maybe the most dangerous roundabout in Britain.
I wonder why.
It doesn't look very interesting.
It looks unassuming. Like, it doesn't look like it would be that dangerous.
But isn't it unique looking?
Yeah.
Okay, so this looks to be a bike lane.
Oh, maybe that's why it's dangerous.
I like it. I love the look of this.
Yeah, it does look very visually appealing from the top.
It's very appealing from the top. But guys, we're going to quit rambling and jump in here and check out, is this Britain's most dangerous roundabout? Dutch-style roundabout in the UK was opened in Cambridge in 2020.
Dutch style.
The rules of the roundabout are different to what British motorists are used to.
I bet that's why it's so dangerous.
Okay, so this
total opposite of
roundabout's going to be a little different. The rules of the road around this roundabout must be a little bit different than what's used to in Britain. Drivers must stop for cyclists and pedestrians when entering and leaving the roundabout.
Ooh.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I see this now.
I mean,
wow.
That seems fairly intuitive.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's crossing to stop.
But
if that's not what the norm is.
Well,
like if you normally don't have to worry about a pedestrian crossing.
Usually you do have to stop for a pedestrian when you're entering a road, right? But like if you're already coming out of the road, I don't know. I've never experienced this. I have no idea, but I can see how this could be confusing if it's different from what most roundabouts are like.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Again, I love the look of this, though. This is a really beautiful roundabout.
But maybe it's like they said in the other roundabout video that we just watched. Like when you first implement something like this, it's time. Much more dangerous in the beginning because people are getting used to the rules and how to do it. So maybe over time, they'll see.
Takes time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, there's two crossings, the pedestrian and the bike. Okay.
It is a cycling town. We consider ourselves to be almost as good at providing for cycles as in the Netherlands. The city council thought that if they were going to be even more of a cycling town, that they ought to perhaps adopt some of the ideas from the Netherlands, including this roundabout. As you see, I had to hesitate then because I didn't know what that cyclist was about to do. And
yeah, that would be
safe for me to now go. But it's there's a certain amount of quite fine calculation that one has to do here.
I bet.
I cycle every day and it's my main way of getting around the city. In terms of the safety of roundabout, you have to think about what it was like before. It was a very, very busy junction. To be fair, I drive as well on it, and you have to be careful because you've got the pedestrian crossings and the cycle paths. There's a lot.
That would get confusing.
Okay.
That, yeah.
When I drive, start slowing down. But also as a cyclist,
oh god.
You've got to bear in mind that people might not see.
Oh gosh.
Guys.
Like, as a person with trust issues, this is very scary to me.
Hold up. Before you say what you're going to say, what are these up here?
The yellow things?
Are those
like
lights?
balls?
I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe they are. Like at night it lights
Yeah,
up.
maybe that's just what a night lamp. Well, those are lamps up here, so...
That's probably a solar panel that...
No, that's an actual light, I believe. Look at it, I think. It looks like it. Yeah, I don't think that's just a solar panel.
Yeah, this would be very intimidating for me. As a driver and like a cyclist or...
Yeah, I'm trying to picture exactly what may be different about this compared to other British roundabouts. Mm-hmm. I mean, because obviously the roundabout itself is pretty simple. It's not like a massive 8 lanes coming into this. It's 4, right?
But it's a small area and a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
And out of it.
And it's got 2, like instead of it just being the bike lane and the cross, the pedestrian crossing, they're separate.
2 separate, yeah.
So I wonder how that plays into this.
Yeah.
Wow.
A fun fact also, I was hit by a car at a crosswalk one time.
We'll have to go into that video, that story at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was horrified to say the least.
Yeah, we were together.
Yeah, I saw it happen in front of me.
It was a date night.
Yep. Probably, a couple of years into our relationship, right? And that was one of the most horrifying moments of my life.
Yeah, busy college town, probably like a Friday night or something. But the person who hit me actually ended up speeding around another car that had stopped for us and had motioned us on. And the car that was coming up behind the person who motioned us on through the crosswalk, I guess didn't see us or wasn't paying attention and just zipped around right at the same time as I was starting to cross, and so my life flashed before my eyes for a minute.
My life flashed before my eyes seeing you. I mean, that was horrible. But she's okay.
Yeah, I barely had. I had.
We'll go into detail about that. That's an interesting story. So we will save that for a video by itself or a different video.
Maybe on the other channel.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
I found it quite useful actually.
Recent figures revealed the new roundabout has seen a few more collisions than its predecessor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cycling levels and pedestrian use have gone up in those years as well. Sunday Times noticed several motorists and cyclists using the roundabout incorrectly.
Oh, well, they were filming for this.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Cyclists use pedestrian crossing instead of bike lane. Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This scares me.
Whoa, dude. What? Wait. Okay. So I see a few things wrong here already. Number one, sometimes the bicyclists and probably the pedestrians are using the opposite lanes, and then a car for some reason is stuck here in the bike lane.
Okay. My question is though, would it matter if they're using the wrong lane? A pedestrian is a pedestrian, and you stop for them regardless of which lane they're in.
Well.
Also, is it wrong? I would think for that car to be stopped in the lane.
Well, let's take a look at this real quick. Okay, if
because otherwise you got to wait way back here. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if some parts of this circle, maybe the faster bike than someone who's walking, maybe there is more of a blind side or a place that they're not seen as quickly. Look at the crosswalk here. It's completely open pretty much to everybody's view. This, though, is curved more because it's closer in. And it's closer to this greenery and stuff. And over here, not really so much, but I wonder if part of that, but I don't know. I can definitely see how this may be a little bit
confusing for all involved.
Especially the people that aren't from the area, aren't used to it.
Yeah, they've never experienced this before.
Yeah. Cyclists going the wrong way around. There's lines, there's an arrow in there showing.
Oh.
We're approaching the Dutch roundabout. I use it perhaps once or twice a week, sometimes in a car, sometimes in a bike. The good thing about it is that because it is rather complicated and some people are not quite certain how it should be used, we all approach it very slowly But here we have a situation where the pedestrian has right-of-way first.
That makes sense.
And she's crossing on the pedestrian crossing, that the cyclist then comes next, and a cyclist is coming.
Oh my goodness.
Right, so I'm waiting for her and another one, but that car, I don't think...
Oh my God.
The roundabout is more difficult because the cyclist comes from your left.
That you got to be on alert.
Okay,
sure.
Guys, I'm sorry to keep on pausing, but this is just so different,
intricate and interesting.
Do you see how potentially you had to potentially wait on this person walking, and if she was going faster, you potentially might have to wait on her again? Because you're waiting on her to come across,
gosh. Yeah.
and then if she was
and
fast
then if
enough,
you're coming off this exit,
you might have to wait on her again. And the same thing, you had two bikes fly by right after she walked by. So if you didn't turn your head to look right again,
to be honest,
you probably weren't expecting it.
Yeah, I don't understand how this would be quicker than a stoplight. It seems like it would get very congested inside the circle if there's a lot of pedestrians and cyclists.
I can see how it's faster than a stoplight because, as long as you don't have a ton, you've checked, you don't have any people, pedestrians crossing, bikes crossing that moment. You just go as long as no one's coming. Yeah. And so it's you don't have to wait on a light.
Big cycling town,
and that is probably the very reason why this is potentially the most dangerous roundabout in the UK, because of the amount of pedestrian traffic, both walking and biking.
Yeah.
I thought that the car coming out just then gave the cyclist not quite enough room, but no harm was done. No, I didn't see.
My goodness, they're oh my goodness, both sides.
I would love to live in a city with a lot of bike
where you can bike.
Rather than coming down my road, I'd rather dread to think what might have happened.
I think the biggest problem for the roundabout is not the roundabout itself, but we've only got one in Cambridge. There's none anywhere else, so nobody has a chance to get used to it. So
this is the only one.
Dutch roundabout or something different, I don't really mind, as long as you have provision for both and you apply it consistently, so everybody knows it's going to be there. Then people get used to it.
Yeah, if there's not enough exposure.
In two minds, I think, about it. If this roundabout helps people to think about each other a bit more carefully than before, that is a good thing, but equally, if it poses more questions about who has priority over whom and when, then it's a bit difficult to say whether the roundabout has become an advantage or not.
All right. That was interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? This is funny because I remember we did the last roundabout video and you went into it
kind of boring.
Yeah. I always loved the traffic and the driving topic a lot. It's one of my favorite topics. But
I'm kind of surprised how interested in this.
Isn't it? It's just something about the driving topic in general that's just so interesting. It's just, a lot of this is because it's so different from what we're used to. It's very unique compared to what we've experienced.
And this specific roundabout is a lot different than what you guys are used to too.
Yeah.
Most of you, I would think.
They called this a Dutch roundabout. I guess it's this may be in the Netherlands. Found a lot or something.
There's a lot of cyclists there, so.
Yeah. But this seems like Cambridge. So I guess Cambridge is a big cycling town.
Yeah. They wanted to make it more accessible. That's what he said.
I can see why this potentially could be the most dangerous roundabout in the country. Specifically, not only because there's a lot of cyclists here and a lot of, just foot traffic, but because it's the only one. So like he said, no one has a chance to actually learn the rules of this roundabout. Unless
you're doing it daily.
Right. Someone from not just America, but someone coming from other areas, even in the UK, that are used to a bunch of roundabouts, potentially might not realize how dangerous this roundabout could possibly be.
My question is, I know in the UK you guys have a lot of traffic cameras, right? To monitor whether you're following the rules of the road. So at a place like this, at this roundabout, I wonder if there's any cameras that if you're in the wrong spot, you're going to get sent a ticket.
Ooh, that's interesting. I bet they do. It wouldn't surprise me.
I guess that's one way to get you to learn how to use it.
Did you ever check out the speed cameras with me?
I don't think I did, but
I told you about them, I guess.
Either you told me or in another video it mentioned it.
Okay.
But yeah.
There's a lot of little things like that I had never even heard of before. And a lot of people in the comments, when I remember checking that out, they were shocked that I never even saw that. But they're a big thing of their speed cameras. And then there's the other cameras that not just speed, but they're average speed cameras.
Really?
Like where they'll track like you from point A to point B. And they can
calculate average speed you were going.
Yeah, so
I don't like that.
The very fact there are things like that wouldn't surprise me if there would be cameras on something like a roundabout that is supposedly this dangerous.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not dangerous just to drive on it. It's more about the pedestrian traffic with the drive on this roundabout, and it's built a little bit differently than your average roundabout, I suppose.
Yeah.
But guys, this was interesting.
It is.
Definitely, like I said, I enjoy the traffic and driving topic, and I think Lindsay, this is starting to grow on her as well. So please feel free to leave suggestions in the comments about what we should check out next in terms of driving or traffic.
And chime in if you've used this roundabout.
It's in Cambridge.
How intuitive it was to you.
Yeah.
Or if you have any horror stories from it. Let us know.
But anyways, guys, enough rambling from us. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey to discover anything and everything about the UK and Ireland. Until next time, guys. Peace.